In this experiment, we shall study the behavior of a gyroscope. Gyroscope consists of a disc which is heavy and is mounted on a rod in such a way that it can spin about its axis, which is the rod. The rod is mounted in such a way that it can tilt freely in any direction in space. First, we level the rod horizontally by using this counter weight, and then give a spin to this disc by putting a string around this spindle and pulling it. You can figure out the speed of rotation of this disc using a light barrier. A light barrier consists of a detector and a light source, and they are arranged in such a way that the light from the source always falls on the detector. Now, if you interrupt the beam of light, then there is a clock inside that starts counting. If you interrupt it again, you will see the clock stops, and the interval between the two interruptions is shown on the counter here. Using this, you can find the speed of the rotation of the disc. Notice that when I rotate the base of this gyroscope, the direction of the rod does not change. This is very useful in maintaining and finding the orientation in space or in submarines. The reason is quite clear. There is no torque acting on the spinning wheel, and therefore the angular momentum is conserved and does not change the direction when I change this. Now let us find out what happens when we apply a torque. Tudnath is going to put a weight here so that there is a torque on this rod. Gently. You can see that the gyroscope starts rotating in this fashion. This motion is called precession. You must have read about this precession in your classical mechanics book and have probably also seen it in nature, for example, a spinning top, but to see it so clearly, I think, is an experience by itself. You can write the equations of motion and analyze this in detail, but I can tell you a quick way of finding out the direction of precession. The disc is moving so that the angular momentum is in this direction, and the torque by the weight is in this direction towards me. Therefore, when the angular momentum tries to align with the torque, it moves in this direction. You can use gyroscope to do many more interesting experiments. In this particular experiment, you will use the precession to find out the moment of inertia of the disc. If you don't understand something, please read the manual and ask the instructor when you come to do the experiment in the lab. Good luck.